Hey guys, it's Alan. Hope everybody's doing well. As you probably all know by now, Chevy Bolt EV and EUV have been discounted with new starting prices for 2023. But before we get to the 2023 prices, I just want to let you know that there are discounts on the 2022 Bolts and Bolt EUVs. The Chevy Bolt EV currently has a $5,900 discount. That means that with cash, you can get a brand new 2022 Chevy Bolt EV for as low as $26,595, and you can get a brand new Chevy Bolt 2LT, that's the one with the leather seats, for $29,795 cash. The reason that I'm saying cash on these is because if you opt to go for a lease or if you opt to use GM's financing, you do not get the discount. I'm not sure why they did it that way, but that's what it is. So basically you need to either come up with your own financing or come up with the cash to be able to buy the car and get the $5,900 discount. The Bolt EUV comes with a $6,300 discount, so you can get a brand new Chevy Bolt EUV LT for $28,195, and you can get the Premier for $32,695 starting, and that is an amazing value for such a good car. For comparison, and I'm going to do a separate video on this, I got my Kia Niro EV for $33,000, so very similar pricing on that. If I was getting a Chevy Bolt EV at this point, it would be the Premier because it comes with more features that would make it similar to the Kia Niro EV, and I think that the Bolt EUV is the best overall value for the Bolts and for electric cars in general. But then for 2023, that's when the new pricing starts, and I believe that in the case of 2023s, you'll be able to finance them the traditional way, either through GM with a lease or with a purchase. And as you guys know, I prefer going with the straight cash if you have that option available to you. So for the 2023 Chevy Bolt EV 1LT, the starting price is $26,595, and for the 2LT, the starting price is $29,795. And the Bolts are going to be available in late summer. And now here's pricing for the 2023 Chevy Bolt EUV. With a $6,300 price cut, the 2023 Chevy Bolt EUV will start at $28,195 for the 1LT. The Premier will start at $32,695. Again, a really good value. Something that is unfortunate is that GM did not bother changing the charging speed at all. So they're both going to have a theoretical max charge of 55 kilowatts. For comparison, my 2022 Kia Niro EV, that has a very similar battery. Mine is 64 kilowatt hours, 65 kilowatt hours. Mine gets up to 100 kilowatts for DC fast charging. From what I understand, the Kia Niro and the Chevy Bolt EV, at least in the past, shared the same manufacturer and plants and whatnot for their batteries. So it's surprising that Kia was able to up the charging speed for the Niro to 100, whereas Chevy left the Bolt and the EUV at 55 kilowatt. And previously, the Niros charged at 75 kilowatts, I believe. So they were still having a higher charge than the Chevy Bolts. I have not yet been to a DC fast charger with my Niro, so I'm not sure how fast it will actually go or for how long it'll stay at the peak, but I suspect it'll save maybe 10-15 minutes charging on a DC fast charger from 0 to 80 as opposed to the Bolt. So it's not a huge difference, and you guys know I'm not huge on fast charging and charging speeds and whatnot, but it is something to note for people who are going to be doing more than local driving with their electric vehicles. So that's the quick news update on pricing of the Chevy Bolt EV and EUV. It's really exciting news, and funny enough, they announced those price cuts one day after I got my Niro EV. If the pricing cuts had been announced just a little bit later, I probably would have held off on buying a new EV just because I didn't have experience with the Niro before. Kia wasn't selling them in Minnesota, so there was really no reason for me to think about buying a Niro. The only reason I went down to test drive this one is because I was potentially looking for an EV6 and the dealer called me and told me that this car was available. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. I still think that the Bolt EV and the EUV are really good values, and if you're in the market for one, especially if you don't care about the extra size of the EUV, the Bolt EV is a really fantastic car, especially the 2LT trim with the leather seats. Hope everyone is doing well. Love you. Have a good evening.